Now, ladies and gentlemen, CSGO's most controversial major of all time. The event is questionable, but the main talking point for today's video is none other than the stickers themselves. These stickers have been in question since the day they released, with their bulky and bushy look. We went from arguably the two best looking and most affordable to the gong show that was Rio. Past few days, Valve has officially pulled the 75% off sale from the shop where you can no longer buy these stickers. That was also the longest 75% off sale we've ever had for recent CSGO majors. Ever since that's happened, the fear of missing out has hit an all-time high. Some of these capsules doubling up in price just a little over 24 hours. And well, that's exactly what I want to talk about in today's video. 24 hours after the Rio 75% off sale has officially concluded.
Now today's video sponsor is of course Skins Monkey. Skins Monkey is currently the easiest and also fastest way you can buy, but most importantly trade your CSGO skins. All you have to do is make sure you have your trade link, and on your first trade, if you have a leftover balance, it goes towards your current balance that can be used the next time you end up trading skins. It has 3 ways you can inspect, but most importantly has a very in-depth inspect feature that you can see corners on a karambit, for an example, that you can't really see otherwise unless you have the item in-game. If you end up topping up your balance, make sure to use promo code MANDO to get up to a 35% deposit bonus and a free $5 on the first trade.
So at this point, it's been a little over a day since the 75% off sale was pulled, and well, like we talked about at the beginning, the fear of missing out is hitting an all-time high. You had the longest opportunity in recent years to buy these things for a little over 2 months. That was a longer 75% off sale than RMR had. Now, reasons for that: there was no content coming anytime soon. They wanted to fill that void with passive income, but also the sales were extremely low as well. With low sales, if I had to guess, Valve was thinking if we left these on for a little longer, they could acquire a little bit more money, and at that point, it doesn't really bother anybody. CSGO has put out a tweet, one of the best CSGO creators on Twitter, suggest you go give him a follow. He says, "So far, things are looking good for Rio investors. As per usual, capsules jump a little after the removal. It makes no sense, yet always happens. The best performer right now is the Contenders capsule, which we will soon take a look into." So this tweet pretty much sums up my thoughts, pretty much what happens every single major. If it's the least underinvested, the most hated stickers, or if it's the overinvested, doesn't really matter that case or scenario. People have FOMO and want to hop on that hype train. People like to forget that RMR had this exact same scenario. The most overinvested stickers of all time doubled up in price a little shortly after the 75% off sale was pulled. Now let's take a look into Rio and see what kind of damage has been done. Taking a look at these capsules on the market from the most expensive to least, the Contenders is obviously sitting up there at 55 cents at 27,000 quantity, and this quantity is extremely low. It's a lot like Stockholm 2021. Now, is it going to have the same outcome? I don't think so. The quantity you're seeing right here is what you normally see at the beginning of a 75% off sale or maybe midway through, not after it's concluded. That shows us and tells us that one, these really aren't in demand, people didn't like them at the time, and people didn't buy them, put their money where their mouth was. People may have a question why the Contenders is doing better than the Challengers or Legends. It's mainly for a couple different reasons. The first one being the Legends, for an example, always has the most popular teams. Those stickers for the Legends capsules every single year don't usually perform the best because we get those teams quite a lot, and they're usually always some of the cheapest, at least at the beginning. I know Antwerp's a completely different story. People might be going for one in particular team, such as the 00 Nation, the Outsiders, or Fnatic, possibly even Furia. And the last one is the ROI is usually a lot higher on the most expensive capsule at that point in time. So when you're going to unbox this said capsule, you have a pretty good chance at making your money back, and some more. As it goes for the holos, they've been going up quite a bit ever since the sale ended, but they also had a little bit of a dip. The 00 Nation, which is in the Contenders, has seen a very large rise, which makes me think and believe this is the reason why that capsule is going up in the first place. Before the sale ended, this thing hit at $10, slowly dropped back down. As soon as the 75% off sale was pulled, started dropping a little more, and then boom, all of a sudden you have people coming in paying $12, $13, an extra 2 or 3 on top of the one that we just previously had. The mouse sticker is another example, goes to $8, drops to $7, and you kind of just get the picture. More people are wanting them here and there. And it's also a cheaper alternative to Stockholm's mouse holo. Now, as it goes for the gold team stickers in that market, I think it's very different, especially when taking a look at Steam graphs. We'll take Snake for an example. That's what we're going to call this sticker. You go all the way down. You can't really get a good idea of how much this is actually going for because so little are sold at some points. Yes, sure, the most expensive one, as of recently anyway, sold for $109. The next one sold for $80. It's kind of just supply and demand at that point in time for that said sticker. Because they're so low in quantity, you can really mess up the market. Someone wanted to come in, drop a couple $1,000s, they could buy up all of these, and then this price could go to $2,000, and you kind of get the point. So now I want to talk about why these are going up in the first place and if you should buy or sell. So why these are going up right now is literally just the fear of missing out. It happens every single major, like Ross said in his tweet at the beginning of the video. RMR is another prime example. The 75% off sale was pulled. If we go down to the chart, you can see these were going up for 50 cents-ish and then slowly started falling down in price. Now, is this going to be the same as Rio? Probably not. Because there's so little supply, people can pretty much make these prices a little higher than they should be, but only time is going to tell on that. As soon as the main supplier, that being Valve in this case, is cut, people have the idea that just because these are rare, rare, these are going to go up in price. I think with everyone knowing that they're rare doesn't mean they're being applied. Everyone's buying it at the exact same time. As soon as the first little hype happened, right after the sale was removed, more and more people as a domino effect just followed suit. And that's what we're probably going to see for the next week. Now, my predictions in the next week is these things are probably going to have a correction, start to fall down just like anything else. As we go into buying now, just like any other hype we've discussed, that being Stockholm, Antwerp, or some sort of case for an example, whenever a hype like this does happen, it always has a correction, and that's when you should go in if you want to. And the reason so many people hated the idea of investing into Rio is, well, the risk factor was at an all-time high, and still is, I believe, right now. In theory and on paper, Stockholm, for an example, should have gone to the moon right after the sale was removed. That wasn't the case. It took months for people to realize that these stickers were, one, very rare, but also good-looking stickers. What Rio doesn't have is time. The next major, that being Paris 2023, is just a couple months away. That does not give enough time for Rio to really mature and grow as an investment, which all majors that are successful or not need time to grow, and that just doesn't have it. And with the poor sales from Rio, I can only imagine Valve's going to want to change around the sticker design. So if the next major stickers are anywhere better than Rio, these things are going to be down the toilet for quite some time. Now, as it goes for selling and what I'm doing personally, I've been very vocal about how this is a pretty risky investment. I'm able to take that loss if it were to happen. I bought a few hundred of these things. I'm probably just going to hold off for a lot of these for the next little while, but the contenders, for an example, I'm probably going to sell some off in the next few days, slowly but surely. I don't think this major is going to exactly turn into RMR where these things are going to go down to zero, but with low application rates, arguably bad looking stickers, in a pretty low supply, I think the market's going to correct pretty soon. If you want that free money, you could sell right now, make double what you put in, but that's really up to you and what your risk factor is. Lastly, what's mind-boggling to me is when the sale concluded, and just a couple days later as of right now, CSGO players all of a sudden are starting to love these stickers out of the blue, which makes no sense. You had an opportunity for a little over 2 months to buy these things, apply them to your weapons for an all-time low price. Now, since they're going up in price and they're becoming more expensive, people like them. That's just me. That's just what I think. Let me know what you guys think down below. I'll be sure to let you guys know what happens or changes anytime soon. Stay positive, stay sexy. I'm out, guys. Peace.